All right, today we're going to talk about something that's absolutely vital to Africa's economy. It's small businesses. But there's this huge invisible wall holding so many of them back. And it all comes down to a story about logistics, tech, and some really smart local innovation. So let me just ask you, what do you think is the single biggest hurdle for an entrepreneur in Africa? What's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it getting the money? Is it dealing with competition? What is it? Well, here's the thing. It's not a lack of ideas, and it's definitely not a lack of ambition. The continent is absolutely packed with both. No, the real problem, the real bottleneck, it's something way more fundamental. It's something that happens every single day with every single product they're trying to move. It's the supply chain. Yeah, that massive, complicated, and often totally invisible web of just getting stuff from here to there. For so many small and medium-sized businesses, SMEs, this is a daily fight, a battle that can literally choke their growth before they even have a chance to get off the ground. So let's dive a little deeper into this bottleneck, right? What we're really talking about is a system that's, for the most part, still run by hand. It's inefficient, and honestly, you can't see what's going on. It's totally opaque. And this creates these massive disadvantages for the very businesses that are supposed to be the lifeblood of local economies. Okay, so this really breaks down the daily struggle. Just try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. Imagine you're running a business and you have absolutely no clue where your shipment is at any given moment. Every single order is processed by hand, so of course there are tons of errors. And maybe the worst part, you can't even plug into the digital systems that global trade runs on. You're just locked out. This isn't just a headache. It makes it pretty much impossible to grow and compete on a bigger stage. And this right here really hits the nail on the head. The global market, it speaks a completely digital language. It's all about APIs and something called EDI, which is just a fancy way of saying systems talking to each other automatically. But here's the catch. Most of these tools were built for huge corporations with tons of cash. So what happens to the little guy? Well, a lot of African SMEs are left completely cut off, technologically speaking. But what if the answer wasn't to just import some solution from somewhere else? What if it was built right there, from the ground up, by people who actually understand the local challenges inside and out? Well, this is where the story takes a turn. We're shifting from the problem to a real promise of clarity. And that promise has a name, NuruLogics. And just that name, it's basically a mission statement. It's all about a commitment to shine a light on the tangled web of African logistics. So Nuru, it's the Swahili word for light. And that is the entire idea right there. To be a source of illumination, of clarity, in a system that's felt, well, pretty dark and confusing for a long, long time. It's all about swapping out that uncertainty with actual, real clarity. And you've got to understand, this mission is so much bigger than just code and software. It's a fundamental promise, a promise that small businesses deserve access to the same kind of world-class efficiency as the big players, that you can build amazing digital tools that are truly local, and that real value creation, it starts right there on the ground. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does NuruLogics actually do it? How does it bring this light to the supply chain? Well, it's all built on 4 really powerful, interconnected pillars that work together to create one complete, transparent system. All right, let's break them down. First up, you've got NeuroTrack. This gives you real-time tracking on your shipments. Finally, no more guessing games. Then there's NeuroERP, which helps you manage pretty much everything. Inventory, finances, the whole shebang. Now, NeuroConnect. This one is a total game changer. It's the magic piece that creates those digital handshakes with customs and global partners. And to tie it all together, you have NeuroFlow, which automates your entire workflow from the moment an order comes in to the moment the invoice goes out. Put them all together, and what do you get? A complete toolkit for clarity and, most importantly, control. Look, let's be real. There are other logistics platforms out there, right? This isn't the only one. But NuruLogics was designed from day one with a very specific person in mind, a specific business in mind. And honestly, that's what makes all the difference in the world. And this chart here just lays it out so clearly. You see, Africa-centric, that's not just some marketing buzzword. It means the platform actually gets it. It understands local languages, local payment systems, local culture. It means giving small businesses the kind of powerful tools that usually only giant corporations can afford, but without that crazy price tag. It's all about building trust because you can see everything that's happening. And maybe best of all, it's modular. You can start small with just the one piece you need and then add on as your business grows. No need to buy the whole giant package at once. And the actual design choices, they shout local understanding from the rooftops. It's mobile first. Why? Because that's where business actually happens, on the go. It plugs right into M-Pesa, which, if you know the region, is the way to pay for things. The whole interface works in both Swahili and English. And even the data, it's hosted locally on African servers. These aren't just nice to haves, they're absolutely fundamental. They show that this was built for the real world. So, when we look to the future, the vision for NuruLogics is about more than just making things run smoother or faster. It's about using all this cool technology to build something that might be even more valuable in the long run. And that's trust. Okay, so check this out. One of the most forward-thinking parts is a module that uses blockchain for package handoffs. Now, I know, blockchain can sound super complicated and intimidating, but forget the jargon for a second. The benefit here is incredibly simple. It's all about creating a record of a package's journey that is undeniable and basically impossible to mess with. Just think it through. Every single time a package changes hands, it goes from a delivery truck to a shipping container to another truck, that handoff gets a digital signature. It's locked in and secured. What does that do? Well, for one, it helps prevent theft. It makes resolving disputes way easier because now you have this shared, verifiable history that everybody can look at and trust. It answers those critical questions. What happened? When did it happen? And who is holding it with complete certainty? No more pointing fingers. So we're going to end with this thought. NuruLogics is so much more than just a cool piece of logistics software. It's this incredible example of what becomes possible when you combine deep, authentic local knowledge with world-class technology. It really proves that when you focus on solving real problems for real people with context and with ingenuity, you're not just building a company, you're actually building pathways to a much bigger, much more connected future for everyone.